Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of Cold Suns, a sci-fi convergence. I am Chase. I will be your game master this evening. I use he, him pronouns. We are going to go around and introduce all the lovely folks at the table, but first I have just a few quick channel announcements. If I will draw your attention to the chat window to the right of your screen or wherever you have it, we are going to be doing giveaways of several Green Ronin Expanse RPGs. We are currently giving away a copy of what they're calling the Player's Bundle. It has a copy of the Expanse RPG core rulebook as well as Abzu's Bounty, which is an adventure path there. So if you type in !temple, we will be drawing that at the end of today's session. Additionally, we have a thing called the Big Churn giveaway. So you can see there's a little counter right above that info screen in the middle. It says 23. When that counter hits 30, we will draw and basically give away a copy of almost every Expanse RPG PDF that Green Ronin makes. So all those are thanks to our friends over at Green Ronin. They're very kind. And in fact, they are looking to support TTRPG streamers that how would I say, promote a safe, healthy, positive, and inclusive community. So if you are interested and you think that maybe you could do some giveaways in your own channel, you should email them at letsplay@greenronin.com. So besides that, let's go around. Everyone's going to introduce themselves and tell them a little about themselves, and then we will do a recap before we get into the action. So let's go ahead and get started with Sean.
Hello, my name is Sean. I use he, him pronouns. Tonight I will be playing Deqiri, a roguish pilot who has just unlocked her new shadow powers. I'm here every Saturday with this lovely group of people, and I enjoy my time here. So I'm going to pass this over to Rob.
Hey, Rob, at Pyromancer 804, he, him. Tonight I will be playing Tak, which is a colony of worms formed into an armor. And they have a big shield and hammer and try to protect the party and kind of learn about different societies and explore the galaxy to take shared knowledge back. And I will go ahead and pass it over to Matt.
Hi, folks. I am Matthew Foreman. Tonight I will be playing Drake, a mystic warrior with a blade made of light, or a source warrior. We both use he, him pronouns, and Drake also has some memory issues, but he just unlocked an old memory of his. Yeah, happy to be here, and I'll kick it over to, I kind of wasn't paying attention, Vox.
Hi, I'm Alexis, or the disembodied voice of Alexis. You can find me at VoxFanato on Twitter and here, where I do things like make these overlays and intro videos and various other endeavors. You can also find me on Tuesdays for Monster of the Week, but quick announcement, we're on a 2-week hiatus at the moment. We will be coming back on, I believe, April 13th. So we just finished our flashback arc. We're going to be coming into, back into quote unquote today, modern era Monster of the Week set in Hush Hollows on April 13th at 8:30 p.m. Central. So mark your calendars for that. Tonight, I, Alexis, use she, her pronouns, and so does my character for this evening, Cassie O'Neill. She is ex-military, lots of snark, and has a symbiote in her head. She has a blended consciousness, so kind of exploring what that kind of identity means. I'm going to pass it along to Rob.
I went, so I'm going to pass it along to Liz.
I'm doing super great. Liz, I'm passing it to Liz.
Take the baton back and give it to Liz.
Hi, I'm Liz. This is Oliver. I live here on Dice Priory. You can see my face at least 3 days a week, so Tuesdays and Thursdays. In the morning playing some video games, And then Saturdays here for Cold Suns. I will be playing Droogle this evening. Droogle is a space potato amoeboid space hacker who can take on planets. And this one is mad that I won't give him his broken toys so that he chews on something that's going to be bad for him. So that's why he's being African. But yes, so Droogle uses they them pronouns, and we'll be figuring out how to help our intrepid source users. So pass this back over to Chase.
Awesome. We've got a full crew tonight. So we are going to quickly do our little intro video, and then we'll come back for a brief recap of last week's session before we get right into the action. So roll that beautiful bean footage. And we're back. So, in last week's episode of Cold Suns, a sci-fi convergence, the freelancers had recently come into possession of a new ship, the Quixote. Their pirate pilot, Deqiri, had also recently started exhibiting symptoms and abilities that indicated that she was tapping into the source. And there were some concerns that she was tapping into the dark side of the source. After a little bit of downtime, Drake, sensing that he needed some help in kind of guiding Deqiri back onto the right path, and honestly needing a little bit of centering himself, reached out to an old mentor named Nails, a Sangheli living on Sanghelios. With no other leads, the group visited Nails' keep in the kind of desolate desert of one of its 5 continents. While at Nails' keep, they learned a little bit more about the source, although much of it, I would say, would be considered a kind of a philosophical discussion about the source and what it means. But while there, did learn some important pieces of information, and then ultimately Nails thought that without having an extended amount of time with both Drake and with Deqiri, that taking them to an ancient temple that he had visited at some time in his past would help them in uncovering the truth. The group used the Chapa Eye, or the Stargate, to travel off-world to an unnamed planet with an ancient temple built several millennia ago, or several million years ago, I should say. Millennia is 1,000 years, where they encountered a strange, shimmering green artifact of unknown origin. Drake and Deqiri both reached out both with their minds and with their physical forms, and made contact with this artifact, Deqiri was shown a vision of a potential dark future, one that might come to fruition if she perhaps continued down a path of vengeance and tapped into the negative or dark side of the source. She rejected this dark vision and tried to escape through a door of light. At the same time, Drake found himself transported to some strange underwater facility, being pursued by armored soldiers and a strange source user wielding a red plasma sword or energy sword. Drake was able to evade capture by causing an implosion. He was pulled out into the cold and dark water, but swam towards the light, finding himself stranded on a beach with black sand illuminated by twin moons. And one name stood out in his mind as he laid on this sandy beach, and that was the name of Director Shepard. And with that, we are going to be rejoining the regroup as they stand in this ancient temple gathered around this artifact. You guys should be able to hear a little bit of wind.
Even though it says nothing's playing.
Oh, I'm playing this one through the other audio.
Cool.
Yep.
So Drake coming out of it, I'm gonna take a little creative license here. You let me know, editor. But Drake is going to go, and some water shoots out of his mouth. He stands up and looks over to Deqiri and just kind of looks at Deqiri.
What have we seen as this transpired? Like, how much time passed? What did they look like?
I would say that when Deqiri and Drake's bodies made contact with the surface, their extremities kind of went stiff, almost as if they had touched a high energy current, and they were in contact with it for no more than just a second. So from your perspective, Drake made contact with this surface. It kind of pulsed internally with this sickly green energy, and as he withdrew his hand, he coughs up a sizable amount of water onto the temple floor.
As Drake locks eyes with Deqiri, he's just gonna say, "Are you all right?"
So when Deqiri disconnects, she lets out like an audible gasp, and you can almost see, like, probably harder to see in the temple given the darkened lights, but it's almost as if she's exhaling shadow. And she looks a bit stunned, takes a few steps backwards away from the cube, and then immediately seeks out Cassie's eyes.
Cassie was like right directly off to this, like to the behind and to the side of you. So.
And she looks relieved to see Cassie and looks back at Drake and wasn't expecting that.
Drake, you just spat up water. Are you okay?
Yeah. I think it was just like some bleed from the vision. I was underwater in the vision. I was pulling myself out.
Was that smoke, Deqiri?
What? And she kind of like looks around.
Drake just like spat up water and you exhaled like smoke?
Did I?
something. Cassie looks at Nails. Is this normal?
Sorry, I was being told. Can you guys still hear the ambience?
Oh,
Now we can.
Yeah, you were just
when
gated.
you muted yourself, we couldn't hear it.
Oh, I didn't think I muted myself. But
If you're not
perhaps
talking, if you're not talking for a while, Zoom probably just gates you.
Oh, okay. That's a risk of it. I might. Okay, that's good to know.
Just never stop talking. Even when we're talking, just.
Sure. You know, when you're talking, I'll just let off a low hum all the time.
Odd.
You know. So you look to Nails and you ask if this is normal.
Yeah.
Well, I have limited experience with the artifact. I have only sought its wisdom once or twice before. But I find that it is more than a vision. It is real. The source can make things real.
Okay. So you just brought these two here and exposed them to potential drowning and asphyxiation without, like, a preface of those possibilities. Cool.
They were in no mortal danger.
No mortal danger? They're spitting up water and smoke. Those are real things.
If you've
He just
only
looks at
used
you.
this twice, then how do you know there's no mortal danger too? Do you even know what this thing is?
I trust in the source.
Oh.
And Nails turns his attention to Drake and Deqiri. Did it show you the truth?
Yeah, it did. It was like I was there again. Felt like I was making the choices that I'd made before, but it also felt like I was given the opportunity to choose a different path.
Kind of inclines his head and closes his eyes in acknowledgement.
He shifted her focus back to Deqiri and is just sort of studied Deqiri.
She doesn't say much at first. And then I don't know what it showed me. I don't know that that's true.
So since they touched the stone and came out of it weird, Drugel's been frantically scanning everything.
When you reach out with your hacking computer, the scanning module in your hacking computer, the object in front of you doesn't even register as being there.
Okay, so even using the borrowed software for like geological stuff that I'd borrowed from the ship.
Yeah, it just like a void.
Even on like what kind of like we just scanned a anomaly stone shard. Would this have any of the same things that we may have picked up from that from learning about it?
No, I'm not trying to stonewall you here. No, they're in the meta. They're distinctly very different things from very different sources. Gotcha. So yeah, you're flummoxed. Like, this shouldn't really even be scientifically possible. You're scanning this thing, and it's just like it's not there, but you're staring at it with your eyes.
And it doesn't feel like a singularity or like ancient minerals from like the Chapa Eye.
No, it does not.
Then they would switch to with Deqiri's and Drake's permission, just give him a once over with the med scanner, make sure nothing's wrong.
You're not.
Yep.
I'm not gonna make a reroll for it. I would say that well, I'll let Matthew and Deqiri describe what the med scanner would return.
Not Drake, but actually Matthew.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm a little overweight. I've got cataracts. No. Drake's blood pressure is probably a little bit up, and like their homeostasis is a little uneven, but nothing dire, nothing. Just he would just had an emotional rush there.
And it would be similar for Deqiri. You're seeing receding signs of stress.
I would make sure Cassie knew that. And of course Drake and Deqiri, but make sure Cassie knew there was nothing scientifically wrong with them.
I love the image of it.
Just a lung full of water, that's all.
Right.
With no damage.
Picturing the doctor, like how they like run the medical scanner over it, like looking at the tricorder.
Yes.
And before Deqiri had said, I don't know if I believe that it's the truth. Nails to that would say, it is but one of many possible futures. It is showing you what could be. You have the power to change it.
Just appears contemplative, but doesn't say anything.
It showed me my past, for me. I don't want to talk about it until maybe this is a secure location. I don't know. I need some time, but I have some questions, and I'm gonna need some help.
Of course. As Nails goes to say something else, you can see that he stops in mid-word, and his head kind of snaps to the side as if he's listening to a sound that you can't hear, and he says, "We are not alone."
So it's not a secure location, okay.
And
the moment those words leave Nails' mouth, Cassie has already got her SMG up. Because it's been slung in front of her, so.
Okay.
At that point, you see Drugel pull their hand back from touching the stone because they were busy having a for science moment. Because it doesn't exist on any of the scanners, so does it actually exist? And start scanning the hallways for life forms, energy signatures, and or heat or cold spots.
Gotcha. I'm gonna say you pick up 5 signatures coming from outside of the structure. They seem to be technological in origin. They are reading high in on the electromagnetic spectrum. You can hear an odd kind of buzzing, humming, whirring sound. And from this, to the right of this kind of descended ramp that leads out into the desert, you can see this red sand beginning to shift as metallic forms begin to float up out of the desert sand, and you can see some kind of odd alien robotic machines coming up out of the earth. I need everyone to roll me initiative.
Okay, so we click on our pog first, and then we roll initiative.
Yep.
And we didn't put on our spacesuits because we were going through as archaeologists, right?
Exactly. You guys were able to bring all your weapons because you just put them in like hard containers, you know. But yeah, the armor was left behind. The heavy armor, at least.
Yeah, I'm wearing my robes.
Okay. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. I'm gonna get some music started.
I stunted!
Yes! Super stunt! So we're at 23 churn. Let's see if we can't get that puppy up to 30 during this fight.
Easy clap.
So it rolled my initiative twice because it's dumb. The first one was 9.
Okay, I could update it for you.
So you're welcome to leave it 11. I'm going to be at the bottom of this pile anyways. So, but it was 9.
Gotcha. I got you there. Awesome. Has everyone gotten their initiative rolled? I think I see everyone represented.
Yes. I am gonna just go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Beautiful.
By the way, I intend to use my my talent to let me shoot before I get to my initiative.
Beautiful. Can you read that talent out for everyone, or do you just or describe what it does?
Oh, I can do that. I just wanted to let you set the scene and everything first. I just wanted to let you know that I intend to do it.
Beautiful. So as you guys, with that advanced warning from Nails, each of you is able to begin to ready your weapons. You can see movement coming from up the ramp out of the sand of the desert. I'm going to actually move them a little bit more because they were coming out of the sand and they haven't gotten to go yet. And then you can hear kind of buzzing behind you. Before you had seen a balcony on the second level of this structure, and you can hear more kind of echoing in from behind you. Cassie, you have a talent that you declared?
Yes. I have the good gosh. Let me find the right sheet. Because of my rifle style, my rifle talent, as long as I don't move more than half of my speed, I can make a single attack before I roll initiative, even if you're surprised. Uses up my major action for the first round.
Awesome. So I would say you have a pretty target-rich environment. The ones to your left are kind of coming in over a balcony out from the outside, and the ones to your right are there's 3 of them to your right making their way up. You can see that there's 2 of these smaller robotic creatures. They have a central glowing orangish red eye, and you can see there is a much larger one about the size of a small car coming in, and it has these kind of arms that end in little pincers, and below it is a glowing yellow light. So you have a target-rich environment. Which one would you like to shoot at?
I'm sorry, I'm seeing 2 of those larger ones and 3 total of the smaller ones. Am I missing something?
That is correct.
Okay. I think that we're gonna start with the ones that are closer to us, and I guess I'll fire off at this one. 16 to hit, and I stunted. Super stunted.
16 to hit, and sorry, I was a little distracted by the chat. Were you targeting the larger, that one? Awesome. A 16 hits.
Yay! Okay. 7 points of damage. And do I get to use stunts on this?
Yeah. I mean,
it's my major action.
Yeah, it's an attack. Yeah, it's just moving the attack before initiative is rolled.
Beautiful. In that case, with 4 stunt points, where is general combat? I had one in mind, but I can't remember exactly how much it uses. That's the wrong page. Which one was to let somebody else go with me?
That's double attack.
That was
Double
what,
team.
2?
Double team.
Double team,
Is
yeah,
that
sorry.
2 or 3?
2.
2. Okay. I'm so sorry. I thought I had my... I can't find my general combat stats list. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. Okay. So I'm gonna use 2 stunt points to go with double team for Deqiri.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let that play out before I use my other 2 stunt points, if that's okay.
That's fine.
18 to hit.
18 hits.
11 points of damage.
Awesome. So I'll describe how the attacks hit, because I'm sure that Cassie, you're trying to see kind of how that resolves. So Cassie, as the kind of the suppressed cough of your SMG echoes throughout the chamber, and you are attacking with your needler rifle, Deqiri?
Yep.
The kind of the loud burst as the purple shards shoot at this smaller creature. You can see that there is a blue shimmer around this creature as your projectiles hit a force field that is being emanated. You can see it kind of shimmering as it is bombarded with fire.
Does that count as toughness?
That counts kind of like fortune.
Oh, okay. Okay, and so with my other 2 stunt points, I would like to... I'll use group tactics, and I'll let Drake move 2 meters in the direction of... No, Tack, sorry. Drake can move a lot quicker than Tack can. Tack can move 2 meters in a direction of their choosing. Oh, no, 4 meters.
4 meters? Alright. I will start.
No, I'm sorry, it's 2 meters. It says 2 meters in a direction of choosing for each 2 stunt points spent. Sorry, I'm reading it too fast.
No, you're good. So it's 1 square.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I see Cassie shoot, and I start heading towards the stairs to the balcony.
Give you a little something extra.
Awesome. And is that your turn, Cassie?
Well,
no, that was
my,
just your that was just your
major
ability.
action.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, that was just your major action. Awesome, thank you. Awesome. At a 19 in an initiative, the first of these sentinels, one of these smaller ones, begins to move. You can hear this gentle humming as it moves its way up the ramp, and it moves, I would say, with some incredible speed and alacrity, kind of cresting the surface. You can see it kind of pauses for a moment, and a dim light emanates out of it as it appears to be, I would say, kind of examining you. Yeah, as it begins examining you, and then it focuses its glowing orange eye. Who would it target? I would say on Drake, because Drake is one of the closest to the artifacts. So you can see as it kind of crests over, a glowing beam of energy erupts from its front and kind of this continuous electronic beam is shooting out towards you, Drake. Roll for it. I gotta arrange my windows here really quick, folks. Give me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. There we go. Awesome. Does a 17 hit Drake?
Yes.
Okay, it's stunted. It is going to use with its 5 stunt points. Okay, it is going to use... Yeah, so you can see as this beam lashes out towards you, it is going to use strafe, and it is going to move 5 meters this way as it's kind of hovering above this brazier, and you can see this this laser-like beam sweep out, and it targets Drake, Tack and Droogle as well, as this kind of beam is lashing out towards you. So, Tack, this will be on you. Didn't roll. Oh, just delayed. 16 towards you.
And we don't have our armor, right?
You'd have your normal stuff. You just I don't think you guys brought your, like, medium combat armor, if that makes sense.
Okay, so I think that would hit with the minus. Okay. I don't know what the armor is. I think it's a 4. Yeah, but it's an armor bonus. Okay, yes, that would hit. It beats. It beats.
Okay, and then Droogle, you were as well. So basically, an attack went on Drake, and it stunted, so it was able to use.
Yep, I've been listening.
Oh, got it. Perfect. And then 18 on you, Droogle.
That'll hit.
So I'm gonna roll the damage. So this first one's on you, Drake. That's 13 damage on Drake. 9 damage on Tack. And 6 damage on Droogle.
Is it armor penetrating at all? Because I still have a shield.
Armor penetrating 2, so it ignores 2 points of DR.
Got it.
And Drake, were you going to try to deflect that at all? I didn't know if you...
I didn't
give you an opportunity.
I don't have an ignited lightsaber.
Ah, got it. Beautiful.
Blade of Light.
Blade of Light, yep. So yeah, you can see this Sentry Sentinel kind of lashes out, and this continuous beam rakes across your friends, kind of leaving furrows. That is the Sentry Sentinel's turn with a 19. Moving to the next spot in the initiative, it is the Aggressor Sentinel with a 17. So this much larger Sentinel moves. You can kind of hear this deep thrumming as it crests the ramp of this entryway, and it immediately kind of locks its glowing eye on Deqiri, standing close to the strange artifact, and you can see a thicker beam lashes out towards Deqiri. Oh, that's low. Does an 11 hit your defense, Deqiri?
No.
So you can see this golden beam lashes out at you, and you are able to dodge out of the way as it hits the wall behind you. That is the Aggressor Sentinel's turn. Next up is going to be... Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble with window management tonight. 14s all around, so the players go first. Drake and Tack, you're up.
Drake can go ahead and go first. He's faster than I am.
Okay. Drake is going to use one of his source powers. He's going to use displacement. I think he's going to move though. But yeah, one second. This is a minor action. Yeah. Oh, and he'd have to move with his like major. He's gonna spend, he's gonna spend 4 fortune. No, never mind, it doesn't work. No, never mind. But I do get +1 stunt point because Cassie. So actually it does work. Okay. Displacement on both me and Drugel. So we have a +2 to our defenses. So I'm gonna use the stun, excuse me. I'm casting displacement for a minor action, moving with my major action. I move next to Drugel. And I use displacement, and because I have 4 stunt points, I use split power to create 2 targets. Displacement can affect either me or someone else, so I'm going to choose both of us. And we gain a +2 bonus to our defenses versus melee, +5 versus ranged, and if they miss us, they can make a perception seeing or whatever at the beginning of their turn to discern through the illusion.
Excellent.
Yeah. I think that is where I will end my turn. Yeah, so displacement is up for both of us. Yep.
Gotcha. The kind of shimmering duplicate effect of both of you confounding the senses. Tack, you are up.
Tack will continue taking the movement he was given by Cassie and work his way up the stairs. So 6. And then he will do a stunt attack against the aggressor sentinel.
Okay.
To do a taunt. So
awesome.
I'll use my hammer and bang it against the shield and yell out, "Come down here so that we may devour you."
Go for it.
10.
Are you going to spend any fortune to adjust that at all?
No, because it's 2 1s and a 2. There's no.
Okay. So you can see that these drones are kind of the sentinels. Well, I would say that your words don't seem to have any immediate effect on them, but they might still attack you nonetheless since you're close by. So that was your
move
minor,
and major and minor. So go for it.
Gotcha.
I'm done.
Nails is going to with their minor action ignite their blade of light. So he kind of pops it out and then enters a low and crouched ready stance, kind of preparing himself for an attack. So you can tell that he's basically entered a defensive stance. He's guarding up. That is Nails' turn. He's not even going to move. Next up on the initiative is Deqiri with a 13.
Which one was Cassie and I were firing on the aggressor, right?
We
were firing
on
the top one?
Yep.
All right, I'll take another shot at that one then, with aim. $21.
21 misses. No, I'm kidding. 21 hits.
19 damage with the
Woo!
needle.
Nice. So you can see as the needles pound this creature, you can see that its shields it burst with the latent energy, and the needle penetrates past the shield and deflects off of the sentry's armored carapace, leaving kind of dents and furrows in it. It is still up, but you can see some sparks kind of coming out of the side of it where your needler rounds hit it.
That is my turn.
Alrighty, that was Deqiri's turn with a 13. Next up is the other Sentry Sentinel. Actually, the one that you just attacked, I believe. No, it's the other one by the door. So the other one by the door quickly kind of hovers up, bringing itself over the lip of the ramp, and it is going to fire one of its beams out at Cassie. You can see a lance of energy shoot out from this thing. I have the wrong character sheet. Here we go.
Oh, okay, that hits.
Oh, super stun! Man, why don't super stunts advance the churn for you guys? Kidding. So you can see this beam of energy comes out, lances at Cassie. Your attention almost held elsewhere, and you take 12 points of armor piercing. So there's 2 points of your armor.
Oh. Okay. 1 second, just,
Thank you, Krifu. Appreciate the appreciation on the sound effects. And that that had 5 stunt points actually that it needs to spend.
Ouch.
It is going to use. It is also going to use suppress.
Use what?
I'm checking something. Sorry,
Okay.
I just want to check my understanding of something. Yeah, it's also going to use strafe, so you can see that the sentinel moves diagonally, and it rakes its beam across where Deqiri is standing, making another attack at Deqiri. Roll its attack. Wow, they're just rolling hot tonight.
How
So
fucking dare?
19 to hit. 10 points of damage, as you can see this beam rakes across where Deqiri is standing.
Did you say that some of this was armor negating?
2 points. 2 points.
Okay.
Oh, I missed that's what you said. Okay.
Yep.
I thought you were saying don't forget your armor. Okay.
No
well,
apologies.
there goes 2 more points of my fortune. Cool, great.
Rough. All right, and that is that sentry's turn. The other one at the top of the landing, you can see that its hull is somewhat damaged from the attacks that it has received. It is going to float towards where Tack is standing, and you can see that its beam lashes out towards Tack's armored form. I'm gonna move this screen here. I see why that's happening. 17 to hit.
That will hit.
You take 5 points of armor-piercing damage from this thing as the beam lashes out at you. Does that even harm you?
Yeah, because I don't have my armor. So
Oh, okay.
it cuts my my toughness in half. So I go
Okay,
from 8
okay.
to 4.
Understood. No,
And then
I
it's
was saying
8 to
you
2.
can wear. Sorry, I was saying you can wear the armor that you normally wear, like that. You just guys weren't wearing the unified authority armor.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to be wearing it if you don't want to. I was just saying that.
No, that's
like
fine.
kind of your normal.
Sorry, that's the armor I have on my sheet because it's the same medium armor I've always worn.
Oh, okay. Okay, then we'll figure it out in post then. But yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that is that Sentinel's turn. It lashes out at you. Attack with a attack with a beam of energy. With a 10, Cassie, it's your turn. You've used your major action to fire already.
Yeah.
So you have a minor action.
Right. I have a question.
Yes.
What do these look like to Cassie? Like,
So you have been briefed on these before, and And Droogle, you also saw this in the database that you downloaded from the Unified Authority ship. These are Sentinels. They are automated, I guess you'd call them robots, that are left by the Forerunners to protect installations and whatnot. So they are, million-year-old, advanced drones, essentially.
Okay. And so what is is there any relation between the Goa'uld or the Tok'ra with them?
I mean, no, not at all.
Okay.
They're a third party a neutral third party, so to speak.
Okay, I'm just checking to make sure I have things straight in my head before I do anything else. Okay. Okay, so minor action, I think Cassie's going to activate her shield.
Okay.
I don't know how much good it's gonna do. I don't know what else really to do right now. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna use my shield. So let me roll that. Wow. Wow.
Uh-oh.
I think
are
I
you
actually
spending any
missed.
fortune? Yeah, are you spending any fortune to force it?
Hang on a second. Let me do the math here. Give me 5 minutes to run the calculus.
the meme with the lady looking confused with the numbers flying past her head.
Do you mind if I ask a question since my turn is coming up?
Sure.
Okay. So you just said I recognize these, Droogle would recognize these things as Forerunner tech. Would they be confident enough to try and hack them?
You know that's. I mean, you could get, if you got into physical connection to one, you might be able to, but it's
Okay.
probably not to be something done without a quick hack,
Gotcha. Reason why I was asking, because my first thought was to figure out what faces they were scanning for and then create an illusion with those faces. But
Understood.
if they're Forerunner tech, that's off the table.
They're not looking for anything. Yeah, gotcha.
Gotcha.
Matthew just pointed out that I think you were missing
He's
your
right,
bonus.
because I was doing that math. I was checking. I forgot to roll from the focus part of the character sheet. That's what
cool.
the problem. So do you want me to re-roll it, or do you want me to just add the focus bonus?
I would just add the focus bonus.
Okay. So with adding the focus bonus, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 3 fortune to make that make one of those ones a 3. So it'll continue to stunt. It will actually work, and I'll have I will have 3 stunt points available. And with my stunt points, I will make it a lasting power. So it will last twice as long as it normally would.
Nice. So to the end of your next, not to the end of this upcoming turn, but the end of your next turn.
Yes, correct.
Got it. Awesome.
Yep. Didn't have enough to split it, so that's where I am.
That's fair. So what happens when you do this?
So Cassie uses her Velocash to kind of, she holds her hand out defensively and activates a force shield around herself.
Gotcha.
She you see her eyes flash as she focuses her will.
Beautiful. All right. The aggressor sentinel on the balcony is up next. You can see it kind of floats towards Nails, and its central eye glows as a bright, thick beam of golden light lances out towards Nails. And With a 16, it misses him. You can see at the very last second, he steps to the side and the high beam energy impacts the ground next to him. That is the aggressor sentinel's turn. Well, I would say actually it would have floated kind of forward and down, so it's a little closer to attack. Next up, Drugel with a 9.
I'd pull out my rifle and shoot it.
Beautiful. Which one you shooting, Droogs?
Which one looks like it's in charge?
None of them look in charge. They all kind of look, I mean, the bigger ones look more dangerous.
And then, sorry for licking the cup, which ones have been shot at already?
The one that's been shot the most is this one right here.
Okay, that one's really far away. So,
your rifle has a range of like 100 and 200 meters, so it's probably within range. Just to let you know, for context. Yeah.
oh, look at that. Okay, yeah, I'll shoot it.
Awesome.
Oh, I have to roll stuff now.
Been a little while since we did combat, like 2 sessions.
Oh, 18, and I have 7 stun points.
Ha-ha! Mark it on the churn tracker, Rob. We're so close to 30. I can taste it. And this one does 2, right? Because if she spends 4 or more and she succeeds.
Oh, I'm gonna spend them all. So yeah, I'm gonna use them all. All right, let's.
Does she have 7 points?
Does 18 hit?
Oh yeah, 18 hits.
18 damage. I don't know how that happened. I rolled 2 5s and a 6. So great.
Excellent.
18 ballistic damage, so it ignores some armor.
Yep, perfect. Okay, so as your high-tech rifle lances out, you can see the bullets land true, and the thing kind of explodes, and pieces of it clatter to the ground.
Okay. Which one hit Drake and me the first time? One of these sentry ones on the other side?
The one that's floating above the brazier right here.
Okay, then I'm gonna whirl around and lightning attack, and I'm gonna shoot that one as well. 17 to hit.
Gotcha. Let me check one thing real quick. Oh, perfect. Yep, 17 hits.
Okay, 16 damage.
16 damage. So you can see the blue energy shield around this thing kind of light up as the bullets ricochet off of it and hit the ground. You can tell the shield shimmers as it is weakened as your shots fire against it.
Then with my last 4, so that was 3 to lightning attack. With my last 4, I'm going to seize the initiative.
Woohoo! And which one does seize the initiative do?
Seize the initiative. Move to the top of the initiative order until someone else seizes the initiative. You may get to take another turn before others act again.
Awesome. I'm going to mark you as having a 20 on initiative then.
Okay.
And with that, we go, if that's your turn, we go back to the top of the initiative where it is Drugel.
All right, I'm going to shoot the same one I just shot.
Got it.
15 to hit.
15. Let me double check because that would be very close. 15 hits.
15 hits. So I'm going to go ahead and roll some more damage. 11 points of damage on that one.
11 points of damage. You can see as more of your rifle fire lands on this thing, the blue energy shield around it kind of pops with this kind of staticky fuzz. You can see kind of at the distance that you're at, like your hand terminal kind of gives a little bit of a like the screen shimmers a little bit as the energy, like as the excess energy flows over you, kind of creating a small EMP effect.
Ooh, that's not great. So my major was to shoot. Minor. I would assume that I would have some sort of EMP safety on my computers already that I carry on me.
Yeah, it was more of like a descriptive thing. It's not
got
harm
it.
you.
Okay, perfect. Then minor action. I probably am not going to do anything with my minor action. Oh, I should have aimed. That would have made sense. Can I aim for next turn, or does it only work on the turn that you're at?
I think you can aim for the next turn. That's fine.
I'll aim for the next turn.
Beautiful. Same one?
I will aim towards the aggressor sentinel on that same side. So this one.
Yep. Perfect. Alrighty. Droogle popping off. Next up on the initiative with a 19, the Sentry Sentinel that just got its energy shield blown away. It is going to attempt to fire at this kind of flitting figment of Droogle that just did its shield. So this is a ranged attack, which I believe you have a +4 to your defense against.
Matthew held up 5 fingers, +5.
5? All right, so an 18 does a +5 hit your defense?
That matches with a +5.
Oh man. Unfortunate. I would say oh, that's mean. I'm not going to do that. So let's roll this one's damage, and then it is going to use Long Burst, which it makes an attack with a penalty. Now, Matthew, just for my understanding, the extra bonus continues to apply, right? Even though it hit? Or...
Yeah, it's only when it misses does it get a chance to check.
Okay, so that first one hits, so I'm going to roll its damage. 11 points. And then it's going to keep its beam focused on you, Droogle, and it is going to use what's called Long Burst. It's a gun stunt, so it's going to make another attack at a -2. So this attack is at a -7 total.
That.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, yeah. 19. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, 19 -7, so 12.
12. That misses.
Gotcha. Perfect. So you can see the second beam kind of it flits over and burrows through where one of your figments is standing. That is the Sentinel. It is going to kind of float over here, kind of trying to put itself between the other two targets. You can see that they do seem to be using some kind of intelligence, and maybe it's trying to get a little bit of shielding from its allies. Next up is, with a 17, is the Aggressor Sentinel. The Aggressor Sentinel is going to lash out at you, Drake. So this is with a +5 to your defense or a -5 to its attack.
I'll have my misses.
So you can see this large golden beam of energy lances and rakes across the floor where you were standing. So at the beginning of their turn, they'll get to make perception tests as a free action. You can hear that the Aggressor Sentinel seems to be kind of trying to parse this kind of reaction, and is kind of scanning the area, trying to figure out what was confounding it. Next on the initiative is... I'm guessing we're going to let Drake go again first, and then Tack, and then Nails.
Drake will finally, because he had to move his first round, ignite his sword. It's a minor action.
Perfect. As the sword comes out.
And then with a major, he'll move up to this Aggressor Sentinel.
Beautiful.
Just give me a second here. Yeah. Yeah. No. Sorry, with his major, he is going to use a source power to dash forward.
Awesome.
He does hit his target number, but he does not stun, which is what he was trying. He was fishing for a stun. But he'll spend 2 fortune to create 5 stunt points.
Ha-ha!
Nice little roll. And then he'll gain those 5 stunt points, which are power stunts. I'm just spending my stuff here. And then 2. Boom, boom, boom. So it's actually 6 stunt points. He'll move there. And with his power stunts, with his 6 stunt points, I can't target others with it. 6 stunt points, yeah. He will use he'll use 3 of them to do power shield, which will give him another +2 to his defense till the beginning of his next turn. And then he'll use lasting power so that he can dash again next round if he needs to.
Excellent.
And that'll be everything. And then he'll use 1 stunt point to recover a little bit of fortune. That's his turn.
Beautiful. And we just hit 30 churn.
As always, you're welcome.
Yep. So Drake lashes forward with kind of preternatural speed. You can see this kind of haziness intensifies around him, and almost as a response to your tapping into the source, a loud sound resonates throughout the temple that you were standing in. And you can see sand starts to kind of rain down from the structure around you. Tack, you are... sand starts to rain down from the structure around you. Tack, you are up with a 14.
Tack will put his shield in front of him and drop down low and just start charging at the aggressor sentinel.
Gotcha.
And attack. And miss. So that's my turn.
Okay. Tack running forward, you can see that you kind of slam into this aggressor sentinel in front of you, and it kind of gives as it's kind of floating in the air. You can kind of feel the thrumming as it's hovering in the ground above the ground. Next up, and this is, I mean, if this isn't Providence, sometimes things just happen. On a 14, well, actually Nails is going to go first with 14. Why did that get kind of messed up? Nails is going to kind of leap forward, arcing through the air with it would be considered superhuman strength and agility as he leaps up to the balcony standing at least 20 feet above his plasma sword lashing out at this aggressor sentinel in front of him. And I don't have their character sheet up. A 17 hits. 14 points of damage. So you can see as he leaps up and lashes out, the slams into my hair going into the shields of the aggressor sentinel as they kind of waver from the force of his blow. 14 points of damage. From on a 14 initiative, at the bottom of the 14's an initiative. Let me grab this. You can hear sand raining down on the roof, the thick roof of the structure above, and suddenly, there is a skylight that kind of allows a shaft of sunlight coming in from the outside, and a shadow suddenly falls over the window as a large and looming force appears in the air. Let me pop this in. Come on, get on my way. And you can see descending from this massive skylight in the center of the room is a colossal alien piece of technology. It is a sentinel with a massive glowing shield in front of it, and as it descends into the room, you can hear a blast that reverberates throughout the space as it kind of seems to be running a scan through all of you. I would say that used the majority of its movement to get from the outside in, but it is now lowering from the center. You can see that the front of this creature is dominated by a thick glowing energy shield, and below it has massive claws that kind of hang down low beneath it. The Enforcer Sentinel has entered the arena. Let me just check one thing really good. Okay, I think that we're good. Next up, Deqiri with a 13. The light is being blotted out from above you by this massive form.
Have they done any damage to that aggressor sentry to the left?
This one?
Yeah.
Yes. Nails was struck it with his energy sword and damaged its shield.
Deqiri says, I wonder, and you see her, because of her quick reflexes, she can slide her rifle to her back, takes a second to think, and then throws her hand out towards the aggressor sentry that Tack and Nails are engaged with. There's a circular disc that looks like her Corey, but isn't, that shoots out from her hand. Oh,
That
take out the
succeeds.
aim, but that's definitely succeeds.
Mm-hmm.
Without a stunt, I'm gonna spend. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna hit.
Okay.
So that's 8 points of penetrating damage with the Shadow Dagger.
Gotcha. You can see, and what color is the? So it looks like you're a Corey. How would you describe that again?
It looks like the Akori, but it's wrapped in shadow. So it looks like
Gotcha.
a circular blade that shoots out from her hand.
And you could see this thing punches a hole through the shields of the aggressor sentinel, and it explodes into a flurry of sparks and debris as it rains down on where Tack and Nails are standing. As
And
this beam of energy shoots through it.
I am going to move back towards Drake's direction. That's where the gate was, right?
The gate, to get up to the gate, you'd have to go up these stairs.
Okay. I'm gonna check on Cassie first. Does Cassie look like she's able to move?
I mean, Cassie's able to move,
Okay.
but I don't know what you mean.
Well, is she badly hurt?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
she's,
All right.
she's definitely gonna be healing herself next round,
Okay.
and you if you're nearby.
So Deck stays near Cassie. That's the end of her turn.
Gotcha. Taking stock of the new foe that has entered the space, and harnessing her new source powers, lashes out and eliminates one of the larger of the car-sized sentinels. That is Deqiri's turn. With a 13, the remaining sentry sentinel in the doorway is up, it is going to turn, and it is going to lash out with its beam of energy at Drake again, seeing the proximity and the flurry of attacks.
Does not hit.
And this is the first time that one has missed you, so then at the beginning of its next turn, it gets the free check. So you can see this golden lance of energy beams out, and where it through past the ramp, where it hits the sand of the desert, you can see a line of glass where it has instantly vaporized the sand that it hit. That is the Sentry Sentinel's turn. With a 10, Cassie, you're up, and then Drugel would be on deck with a 20.
Okay. Cassie's gonna focus her will and attempt to heal. At least herself, probably also Deqiri. Actually, how badly hurt is Deqiri?
10 down.
Okay. So I am actually worse off. Hey! Okay.
Excellent.
I'm considering something. You know what? We're already hit the 30 churn, so screw it. I'm gonna spend 6 fortune to force a stunt.
Wow.
And with 6 stunt points.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I will be using 4 stunt points to split power, so I can heal myself and Deqiri, and I will be using 2 to increase how effective the healing is.
Awesome.
So, spending 3 power points, but rolling 4d6. Oops. Can't type. Hey! Decent healing. 15 points.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Oh. That was... See, spending the 6 fortune was worth that.
Beautiful.
And then with my minor, my shield is still going to be active until the end of my next turn. So with Cassie's minor, what direction was Deqiri looking to move?
Up the staircase towards the gate if needed.
To make an escape? Okay. So Cassie's going to move that direction. What is... Okay. Let's see. Where would cover exist? Like maybe here?
Yeah, it's not visible there, but there's a railing along this walkway, so it kind of depends on who you're getting cover from. But yeah, if you were up here, I would say without, if you wanted it, you could have, I would say, you could have a couple of grades of cover. You could, if you're just kind of standing there, you would have like the first grade of cover. If you wanted more of it, you could kind of duck down and have a greater form of cover from attacks that are kind of originating from the room.
Because I have tactical awareness and I can move, shoot, move, I will take the latter. I will take extra cover by ducking down.
Okay. Yeah, so right now I would say that you have a cover rating of 2. So that gives them, you basically have +2 to your defense.
Okay.
And if they even hit you, you have extra 3 damage reduction.
Cool. I'm gonna mark that as my temporaries. Oops. Okay.
All right. Cassie, her Tok'ra or Goa'uld ribbon device on her hand, healing the wounds that she and Deqiri had suffered, and runs up, taking cover behind that railing. We come back to the top of the initiative with a 20. Droogle, you're up.
I'm gonna shoot it. I'm just gonna shoot everything. So I have aim on this. That's a 17 to hit.
17 hits. 1 stun point.
2 stun points, because I can see gassy.
Ah, that's right.
10 damage. And with my 2 stun points and my I know there's one on here that I want. What's the one that allows me to add an extra 1d6?
That is Vicious Blow. That's 2d6. That's 2 points.
Is that 2 points? I will take
Yep.
that. Vicious Blow. And
Beautiful.
I will extra roll 1d6 damage. 2 points. So 12 total.
12 points total. You can see as your high-tech rifle lashes out, you can see the bullets ricocheting off of this thing's energy shields as they start to shimmer and are reduced in intensity. That's your major.
And I can move spaces. Okay. And at the end of these chains are like big blocks that I can like hide behind, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, we're just gonna hang out over here and like stay behind things.
Beautiful. I love the use of the cover in the environment. Yeah, if you have any questions on anything in the room, just let me know.
I really don't want that Enforcer Sentinel to hit me.
Hide!
So
Hide! Yes, yes. Alrighty. Love it,
And
love it.
I would still be able to like come out from behind this thing and like shoot these 3
So
over
and
next
just
to Drake.
Yeah, just let me remind the group how cover works in this system, so you make an informed decision. So cover has a few different benefits. When you're hiding behind it, it gives you a bonus to your defense, how hard you are to hit. So right now you would have a cover rating, honestly, you would have a cover rating of 3 right now against these guys over here. That means that you would have a +3 to your defense, how hard you are to hit. It also means that you have +4 to your damage reduction, because basically, like, even if they do hit you, it's like by the wall, through the wall. The problem is it gives you a -3 to your attack rolls as you're dealing with like popping around the corner. If you had like tactical awareness, you could step out from behind the wall, shoot, and then step back in. But when you're fighting from behind cover, you get a penalty to your attack.
And then this brazier here would also provide cover if I was standing like right underneath it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
Perfect.
exactly. It's on the ground. Exactly.
I'll just continue moving around. It'll be great.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Perfect.
Loop him, Liz. Loop him, Droogle.
Yeah. L wall, T wall.
Drop the pallet when you need it.
Yeah. The God palette is the Choppa Eye. Just don't drop that.
Yeah, 'cause
God.
that's 6 meters, so I can shoot. I can come around, run over here, shoot, hide behind the brazier, shoot some more, and then come back over here behind the rock. It'll be great.
Beautiful. This Sentry Sentinel's turn is up. You can see that. See, honestly, Drake, you're probably the biggest target. Its energy shields are down. You can see that.
Oh, also, Chase, remember, Droogle has displacement up, so you can still see other Droogles around the rock.
Exactly.
Right? That's how that works?
However you want to describe it. Yeah, I think that's kind of how Matt. Right? It's like mirror image.
Yeah,
or something?
they occupy different locations and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can still see a bunch of Droogles, just the flashy one is behind the rock.
Beautiful. Drake, you can see the sentry sentinel that lashed out and hit you and Drukul before. It kind of turns, and as it does, you can see a small envelope of blue energy reforms around it as its energy shields pop back up. Not at full strength, but you can tell that they're starting to regenerate and gain strength since it hasn't been hit in a turn, and it is going to turn its beam against you.
I do have a question. Do these guys have reload when they miss?
When they're attached to them, they don't. Like, it's a power supply.
Yeah.
I appreciate the question. Yeah.
No.
That doesn't hit?
No. My defense is 21.
Yep, perfect. Effective 21. So you can see this energy blast lashes out at you again and just kind of paints the wall across the wall as it is constantly confounded. Oh, it will now make its perception check as a free action, which it should have done, but I'm just gonna go as it did.
TN 16 just makes it.
So you could, yeah.
So that actually would have hit.
I'll let it go as it is. That's
Okay.
fine. So you can see that it kind of turns and it finally scans and it is calculating all the variables, and you can see the central eye of it locks on your form, now knowing kind of where you are. The aggressor sentinel with a 17, and it is this one. It is going to try to make its perception check.
Has it missed me? Has it attacked me?
It did, yeah. It attacked. It attacked the last round.
Cool.
I believe that sees you. Yep. It can't stunt on that at all, but it, yeah. So it kind of turns to face you, and it lashes out with its energy beam. So, again, you can see they're constantly confounded as your quick movement, and it draws a line across the floor. These kind of, this glittering dance of golden electric beam, not electric, energy beams kind of all flying around Drake. All right, Drake and Tack and Nails are up. So, Drake, you're first.
Okay. So I get a free burst of speed from my lasting power, but I don't know if I'm going to use that yet. So I'm going to use Minor to move over here. And then I'm going to use my Major to attack, whichever one's more damaged.
Yep, this one is shields just pop back up, but they're not full.
Okay. Yeah. Gain. That is actually low roll. That's actually going to be a 13 to hit.
Are you going to adjust that roll at all?
Yeah, I will. Unfortunately, yeah. I'll spend some fortune to adjust it. I'll spend 4 fortune to make it a 15.
15 hits.
Okay. I have 2 stunt points, but I'm going to roll my damage first. Yeah. 11 points of ignore 4 armor damage.
Gotcha. As your lightsaber lashes out, you can see it kind of melts through the energy shield. You're met with a brief resistance at first, and it kind of plunges in to this creature, and its constituent parts kind of lose cohesion, and it just kind of falls apart at your feet.
Nice. Didn't quite pop off like I hoped. I'm gonna use my two stunt points to. Oh God, heaven help me, dude. I'm going to use my 2 stunt points to increase my initiative, I believe, by 6.
Nice.
Yeah. You can reorder the initiative if you want.
Yeah, I will put you so that effectively puts you at a 20. I'm gonna.
So I'll go after Drukul.
Got it. Oh, sorry. That's your.
Yeah. And then my power extends another round. I'm going to use that burst of speed to maneuver here, putting myself between it and the sentry sentinel, and Drukul, and away from the aggressor, and that's going to be my turn.
Excellent. Pack, you're up with a 14.
Is there falling damage, and how does it work?
I believe it is 2d. I believe it's a d6 per 10 feet. So I think it's actually more than that, but we're going to go with that. So it would be 2d6 falling damage from here.
Okay, from the balcony, if I jump.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. The creature that's kind of hovering semi with you is pretty large. It's the size of like a tank. You could be on top of it.
I can be on top of it, so if I jumped on top of it to hit it, could I do that?
You could be on top of it, yes.
Okay. So I can do that in all in one round. I can jump to the top and then smack it.
Yeah, I mean, so, because, I mean, the charge the charge thing means
Correct.
that you could get to it if you just use learner feet. You just got to make the jump.
Yep. I'm going to try to do that. Well, Tack's going to try to do that. It'll basically take a step back and launch theirself off the balcony and bring the hammer down on top of the thing.
Awesome. Roll me a strength athletics test.
So it's just strength then. 12.
12. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, that's not that big of a jump for you. You're able to make it. So as the creature, you can see it begins, since this is all happening at once, it kind of begins to turn I would almost say it presents its back to you. That large shield kind of turns, and you land on its armored carapace. How much damage did you do with your? Oh, you need to roll your attack now.
So I gotta roll my attack now.
Yeah.
So I gotta roll. Oh my god, what is with my rolls tonight?
Oh no!
I cannot roll anything other than a 1. I'm gonna modify that. I'm gonna change that 1 to a 4.
A 4. So what does that
I'm
make
gonna spend
total?
4 stunt points. So that will add 3. So 15 total.
15 just hits. This thing is large. You could tell that if you were attacking it from the front, that definitely would not have hit because those energy shields act as cover.
Perfect.
So,
all right, so that gives me 2 stunt points at least, because we can see Cassie. Damage first. 15 points of
15
damage.
points damage.
And then for my 2 stunt points, I will taunt it. So that is an opposed test of communications, deception versus willpower, self-discipline.
Okie dokie. That's just gonna be straight willpower for it.
I'll take it. All right, so it has to attack me on its next turn.
Awesome. So, how would you describe this?
So, Tack steps back and then charges forward, launching themselves off the balcony with its back turned, focused on Deqiri and Cassie, and just brings the hammer down right into the center of its back, and then latches on and digs its shield into its back to hold on and grip it as it smacks it with the hammer.
Beautiful. And you are now kind of riding the bucking bronco of this creature. Nails, seeing what you have just done, is going to answer in kind. He leaps up with his advanced jumping strength, and I need to roll. So I don't think he can fail. Yeah. Nails leaps up and lands next to you and stabs down with the dual-pronged energy blade of his sword into the back of this creature for a total of 18 to hit, generating 3 stunt points. With the 3 stunt points, he is going to use, actually 4 because he can see Cassie, and I think he is going to use... He's going to use double team to let you attack, And then he is going to use the other 2 for Vicious Blow to do a third d6 on this attack.
Also, reminder, I don't know if it would have come up at all, but Nails also has a +1 to all the willpower tests. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Woo! So 21 points as he drives his blade into the back of this this Enforcer Sentinel. And then Tack, I see 16 hits. Yep.
10 points.
10 points. You can feel your arm kind of reverberate as the hammer strikes it, this thick armored carapace, but you can see a dent form where you struck.
Give me 1 second here. Actually, I completely forgot about this. I'm pretty sure this affects whenever I hit with a melee weapon, I can move them 2 meters.
Okay.
So I'm going to like shift him down 2 meters.
Okay. So with the strength of your hit, you can see the creature kind of descending with every strike. Its armored carapace ringing like a bell as it is lowered 4 meters. All right, that is Nails' turn. With a 14, the Enforcer Sentinel's turn. It must attack you. You can see these 2. What was that?
Or oppose me in some way. So it doesn't necessarily have to be an attack. As long as it's affecting me, that's the goal. That's
fine. It knows what it's going to do. So you can see underneath these kind of grappling claws kind of spin up and like go to clap you like they would a fly.
That hits.
Okay. Take 11 points of damage as the thing kind of slams and you can feel like the metal creaking around you.
There's no armor piercing, is there?
Nope, that's just straight damage. No modifier. Is that okay? Sorry, I didn't know if you were doing it. So that is the Enforcer's turn. Sentry Enforcer's turn. We are now going down to a Deqiri with a 13.
Deqiri's feeling left out, so she takes a run up that half staircase, plants her left foot on the railing, and leaps onto the Enforcer Sentinel.
Nice. And I would say now, because of the 4 meters that Tack lowered it, you don't even need to make the jump check because it's basically like level with that second balcony. So go ahead and you are up on top of it.
Okay, so as she's holding onto it with her left hand, she looks at her right hand, shadow begins to form, and she slams it down into the creature again for another shadow dagger. Which succeeds, minus the aim, right?
Nice.
11 is the, yep. And then that is 6 points penetrating.
Nice. You can see the shadow kind of passes effortlessly through its thick metal hide, or its thick metal exoskeleton, dealing full damage.
And that would be
Your
my
turn?
turn?
Excellent. Cass, you're up with a 10, and then Drake will be, well, how do I put, I think it's still Drugel because you didn't surpass her, so it'll be Drugel then on deck. Yep. So, Cass, you're up with a 10.
Okay. How are Tack and Nails looking?
Tack's not looking great. She's got clapped by a giant robot, so
Yeah.
they're
Literally
a little
clapped.
hurt, especially without much armor on.
And Nails?
Nails has not been hit yet.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Oh God. I guess Cassie has to kind of get to get over to heal Tack.
Sure.
Oh no. Hang on, let me see what I've got in terms of movement. I mean, I can get there. Does my tactical awareness, which allows me to move, shoot, move, can that allow me to move, heal, move?
Let me double check the wording of it really quick. I'm always inclined to say yes, but I do want to just read the wording on it. Tactical awareness. You can make the melee or ranged attack action at any point during your movement. Normally, you'd have to finish your movement before attacking. I'm gonna say yeah because I'm just explaining my reasoning. If you had one of those hand devices that like made attacks, but you had to cast it, you would be doing the same thing, stepping out, doing it. So yes, I would say you can move, cast, move.
Cool. Okay. In that case, Cassie will move up here, just kind of like 1 foot on the thing, essentially, and focus her will on through the Valakash on healing tack. Oh, I stunted. Okay. Just checking what I want to do with my stunt points. Because that succeeds for me. And huh. I don't need to do that. Ooh. Oh, I think this is fun. I'm gonna use Omen. The power attunes its user to occult sources of information, secret energy flows, whispering spirits, or prophetic visions, for instance. This automatically unlocks one lead in a relevant investigation, even creating a lead to unlock if one isn't present. Or it provides one piece of useful information determined by the GM. Since we're in a mystical, like, temple with this unexplained artifact, I think this works. I think this is fun. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah. Is there any specific? Is there a specific? Let me look at the thing again really quick. So it's a lead that you guys haven't gotten yet. Was that what it was worded?
Yeah, something like that, or a useful piece of information, but it. If you don't think it's if you don't have a way to make that applicable, then I'll use something else. But I just thought that might be cool.
I don't know if I have just combat brain. I'm trying to think of something. I want to respect it if that's what you want to use. Man, I'm having a hard time. I'm sorry. I can't
It's okay.
think of anything.
I'll use skillful power to reduce the cost of my power then.
Okay.
And I will use mighty power to increase the healing.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, that's okay. Just determining how much I'm spending. Okay. You get 19 points of fortune.
Woohoo!
Wow.
Is that enough? Did I do it?
Yes, you did. Significantly
Did I make
so.
Did I make you proud?
This is definitely making up for that time I healed 3 ones
For sure.
on healing.
Awesome. Cassie, is that your turn?
I'm gonna finish my turn back off of the thing, safely on the platform. Yes, that's my turn.
Got it. Drugel, you are up with a 20.
I'm shooting it.
With a 20.
So
Which
I'm going to
one?
use my movement to come up over here so that I'm hidden from the aggressor sentinel, but I shouldn't, hopefully don't have any bad negatives to shoot the sentry sentinel right here.
So the cover kind of works.
So I'm trying
I
to
get what you're saying.
specifically get the cover from the aggressor sentinel, but not the sentry sentinel.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sure it's like a -2 or something. I'm shooting this one from there because I can't move,
Okay.
shoot, move.
Perfect. Go for it.
So you figure it out as 17 to hit.
17. Even with any penalty that you would get from the cover, if it applied, you'd still hit.
Awesome. 13 damage.
13 damage. You can see that this thing's energy shields shimmer and kind of are greatly diminished by the bullets that are ricocheting off of it. They're still up, but significantly damaged.
That's my turn.
Beautiful. Next up, Drake with a 20.
Okay, I'm gonna follow up Drugel's shot with a blade of light attack. I'm gonna do a big old upswing. I'll make this just attack. Yeah, 19 to hit.
Nice, that hits.
Cool. I'm gonna roll my damage. 8 points of ignore 4 armor.
Oh, awesome. You can see that its energy shield goes down, and the blade digs into it. It's still up, but it's you can see sparks beginning to fly as it's taken on an injured condition.
Okay. I will use my 3 points to do lightning attack.
Excellent.
Is that gonna roll? 18 to hit.
18 hits.
10 points of ignore 4 armor.
Nothing that it can do. Your blade passes through it like it is butter, and it kind of explodes into sparks.
Cool. I'm gonna use the other 2 stunt points to increase my fortune by 2 and heal myself by 2. The adrenaline rush.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna use my minor action to engage with the aggressor sentinel. So that's my action. That is my minor action, and that is my 5 stunt points. I'm gonna move. I believe I had enough space. Yeah. I'm gonna move over here, so it has to face this way to hit me. Hell, I'll make it here. That's my turn.
Nice. So you run over there, and you can see that the aggressor sentinel is completely fixated on you. It had succeeded on that test before, so I believe that it's not encumbered by the displacement anymore.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And it is going to repeat as it's been doing and lash out at you with its beam.
Yeah.
With 6 stunt points. It is going...
I'm going to try to block it. I don't have much of a chance of doing so, but I'm going to try. This is a +1. No. 14.
Gotcha. So you try to bring your blade up in time, but you can see that it kind of, it's very confounding, this line of energy. I guess I'll roll my damage on you first. 15. Yeah. And then with the 6 stunt points that it received, it is going to use...
I'm unconscious. Or, well, I'm at 0 fortune.
Okay. So...
Because that ignores 2 armor, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Are you just at 0, or did you go into the negative?
No, I'm at 0.
Okay. You can see that it is going to... It is going to use... okay, I see what it's going to do. It's going to use Long Burst to make another attack on you at a -2.
Does not hit.
Okay. So you can see this beam flying at you, and then it is going to spin and use its remaining points. Actually, let me look at this. No, it would actually continue to attack you, I believe, Matthew.
Yeah.
It is going to use 3 more points to try to use lightning attack on you.
Yeah, I am gonna deflect that one, the one that it just tried to attack me on.
Okay, go for it.
Yes, that's what I'll do. +1 to this, but a minus. Yeah, I just make it.
Excellent. Are you deflecting it back at it, or are you just trying to block the attack?
That's a now. I believe that's now a stun. So, oh, yeah. Oh, never mind. I can't deflect it. Never mind. It didn't hit me. Never mind. My bad.
Exactly.
That roll didn't exist. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot it changed.
It's all good. So it's going to use lightning attack for its remaining stunt points.
Yeah. That does hit now. Yeah.
So if you want to
I
try to deflect that,
will try to deflect. Yeah. I just make it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But I don't have any stunt points. And I can't spend any fortune. But yeah, I deflect it.
Yeah, as you bring your sword of light up, you can see kind of like a laser hitting a prism. The beam deflects off and rakes across the ceiling. And that is the Enforcer Sentinel with its 6 stunt points turn. Sorry, the Aggressor Sentinel with its 6 stunt points turn. It is at 14 initiative, and I want to check in. It's almost 8. Are you guys okay to keep going? Does anyone need a bio?
I'd like a 5-10 minute break. A break.
Okay, so yeah, let's take a quick 5 to 10 minute break, and we will be right back. Don't forget to enter. We are going to be drawing the winner of the Big Churn giveaway after the at the end of the session. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We'll be right back in 5 or 10 minutes. And we are back. Thanks for sticking with us through that brief break. We're going to get right back into the action. The freelancers are in this ancient temple being accosted by Forerunner Sentinels, smaller Aggressor and Sentry Sentinels, and the large and imposing Enforcer Sentinel with its massive energy shield. I believe Drake, had you just gone? Or was it your turn?
No, the Aggressor Sentinel just went. It's now the Enforcer Sentinel's turn. Right?
Enforcer Sentinel. Yes, thank you.
Or, well, sorry, it's initiative 14.
Yeah.
Perfect, because, yeah, Tack, did you get to go again?
Mm-hmm. Nope, not yet.
Okay, so it is Tack's turn then.
So Tack will just hang on for dear life and just keep smacking at this guy. Ooh, there we go. 19.
With 6 stunt points.
6 stunt points.
Churn.
I will adjust the churn after my turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
10 damage.
And you can feel your hammer, like this thing is thickly armored, so you can feel that your hammer reverberates as you strike it.
Okay. First one is taunt. So I would like to do a taunt again.
Okay.
So
oh boy.
It needs to make a willpower self-discipline test.
Okay.
Alright, so it has to focus on me.
Okay.
2 more stunt points will be used to give Nails a double team.
Awesome. Nails is gonna lash out with his plasma sword, his twin forked plasma sword, if I could find his window. Where'd you go, Nails? Come back to me, Nails! There he is. Ooh, a 12. You can see as he swipes down at it, he is going to spend... Yeah, he is going to spend several fortune. How many is he going to spend? 4? He's going to spend 4 fortune in order to be able to hit this thing. So you can see as he goes to swing, it kind of spins around and he begins to lose his footing, but he just drives the blade deeper into the metal carapace for 9 points of damage.
Does that count towards the churn?
No.
Okay. And then 3 more stunt points to do double team again with Deqiri.
Beautiful.
And that should be all of them.
$16 hits.
This is a double team, so that doesn't count for... Nine points.
9 points, and you can feel the... Because I think, do the Akori have any armor piercing on them? Okay. So you can feel like the blade trying to press into the thick armor on this thing's back, and you're cutting like a glowing line of melting metal as it drips down on the floor below. All right. Tack, is that your turn?
As my minor, then, I will guard up with a +2. So,
Awesome.
seeing as how last time they taunted it, we got smacked. They kind of huddle themselves up closer to the body and like under their shield.
Awesome. All right, at the end of your turn, now it's Nails' turn, and then it is the Enforcer Sentinel's turn. Nails is going to lash out with his energy sword, kind of bucking and holding onto this thing with one of his four-fingered hands. He just hits it. He does not crit. 13 points of damage. You can see as he's hacking into this this creature, parts of it are starting to come loose and fall to the floor, clattering to the ground. The plasma sword making quick work of the thick armor, but the creature is still up. Yeah, and Nails just continues to hold on with his strength and resolve. It is now the Enforcer Sentinel's turn. The Enforcer Sentinel's turn, you can see like sparks are starting to erupt from its deep within its frame, and smoke is rising out. You can feel a strange reverberation through your feet, Tack, as something seems damaged within it. And it starts to kind of move jerkily, almost as if malfunctioning. All around the top of this thing's back, you can see miniature ports begin to open as it is preparing to make an attack upon you. I'll describe. So as these ports open up, you can see miniature rockets fire out of this thing's back, soaring into the air, stopping and then bringing their momentum straight back down onto its back in a desperate maneuver. I'm going to play the sound for you now. So as these missiles come down, raining onto the back, anyone who is standing on the back of this creature, Tack, Deqiri, and Nails, need to make me dexterity acrobatics tests. And then Nails. Oh, I have to go to focuses. I would say that Deqiri and Nails succeed on this test. With a 9, you would fail the test. Oh, sorry, what is it?
It's actually a 7 because of the guard up.
Got.
Because it wasn't a defense attack.
So this is an AoE. So anyone who failed on the test takes 10 points of damage. Anyone who succeeded on the test takes half damage, 5. As these, and it's armor piercing 2, so -2 from the toughness. As these missiles rain down, but you can see this was a desperate ploy, and the missiles hammer the form of the Enforcer Sentinel itself as it begins to fall apart, crumbling to the ground. You guys rocket towards the floor and land on this massive heap of metal and sparks and melting metal as the Enforcer Sentinel is destroyed.
Nice.
I'm going to leave. I'm gonna remove its corpse just to declutter it. But you guys are basically standing in the wreckage of this massive construct. That was the Enforcer Sentinel's turn. We are back up to the top of the initiative. No, we're not. We're at 13. Deqiri.
All right. 6, 8. Move over in this direction. Fire off Shadow Dagger again at the Aggressor Sentinel. That does work. Seven points, penetrating.
Got it. You can see as you lash out this this shadowy Akori, basically beelines with preternatural speed and slams into the back of the Aggressor Sentinel. The blue energy shield, the envelope that enwraps it, drops, exposing its metal frame. Is that your turn?
It is.
Awesome. Cassie, you're up with a 10, and the Drugel's on deck with a 20. You can see the energy shield of the last remaining Aggressor Sentinel has dropped. 10 churn. Yep. Let me roll a check.
Okay. I'm gonna move here and then take a shot at that Sentinel.
Go for it.
I think I miss.
Okay. Are you going to spend any fortune?
Do I know? Do I know how hard that thing was to hit?
You would have walked into it. It was around a 14.
You know what? Sure. I'll spend 5 fortune.
Awesome.
To change the non-drama die 1 to a 5. Which will give me 1 stunt point. Let me do my damage first.
Oh, that's good damage.
It is good. Alright, so 14 damage. And...
Oh, yeah, there's no way. So, yeah, sorry. Do you want me to describe what happens before you do with your stunt, or do you want to use your stunt
My stunt
first?
is just to gain 1 point of fortune back. That's it.
Beautiful. So, as behind you, Cassie, the enormous form of the Enforcer Sentinel comes slamming to the ground, the explosions rocketing around you. You see the energy envelope of the Aggressor Sentinel go down, and how do you want to do this?
I think seeing this thing pelt Drake and Drake barely able to deflect that last hit that would have dealt some serious damage, Cassie shouts out, "Over here, you piece of shit!" and runs down the stairs firing off with her SMG.
Gotcha. So as the silenced, caseless bullets just slam into this thing's form, repeatedly, sparks erupting all around it, you can see that it loses its structural cohesion and it kind of falls into the burning brazier below it, exploding and sending parts flying everywhere as a calm and quiet fall over this sacred temple.
So, how fast is the sand falling? Do you think we have time for s'mores?
Oh, the sand stopped falling.
Anyone bring marshmallows?
The sand was just an effect from the thing over. It's not like the place is filling up with sand or anything.
Oh, I thought it was the whole, like, you've triggered a thing and now the thing is going to collapse.
Apologies. No, it was just the thing. The thing had come out of the ground and sand was falling off of it as it went above the skylight.
Oh, I misunderstood. I was imagining that whole, like...
trope. Yeah, the temple filling with sand.
Yes, yes. That's what I was imagining. So who brought the marshmallows? I love roasting marshmallows over the remains of my enemies. Anyone? No one?
Nails just kind of
remember to pack marshmallows.
Nails looks at you, like, kind of cocks his head to the side, and then extinguishes the plasma sword in his hand.
Continue walking over to Drake to heal Drake.
Gotcha. Very cool. We're out of action time, so you can do that however you want to.
I do it. Have 15 points.
Drake deactivates his Blade of Light. That was dicey. I almost went down there.
Yeah.
And kind of patting his large feet, kind of patting across the ground, Nail says, "And yet, you attuned yourself to the source and prevailed."
Yeah. I also didn't turn to the dark side to bail myself out.
And he kind of turns his eyes over to Deqiri. "It would seem that your time with the artifact served you well."
Yeah, holy shit. What was that? Look at you go.
Here just kind of looks at our hands for a second. And I guess it was like Palak's drone.
So it's not darkness, it's shadow.
What, for the layman in the room, what does that mean?
He's not. Deqiri's power isn't inherently part of the dark side the way Source Lightning or I believe even Source Fire is. It's not darkness, it's shadow. It's not the dark side.
Deqiri nods her head. Yeah, it doesn't feel like the live wire you talked about.
No, the first time you accessed it, it did. I could feel it instantly.
Indeed. Sorry, continue.
Just a difference in how I was able to grasp it this time.
Yeah, it's like a different energy source. Source.
You can see that Nails kind of clacks his mandibles together. You kind of know that's a Sanghelia version of a smile.
Everyone all right? Drugel, where are you? You all right? Where'd Drugel go? Oh God, they kidnapped Drugel.
Drugel's behind the brazier. They're fine, I think.
No, Drugel's no longer behind the brazier. After taking a look and seeing that Cassie was tending to Drake and that everyone else seemed to be up and moving and that there were no other like scans for technology roaming these halls, Drugel would have gone to loot the big guy. Drugel wants technology.
Yeah, that's
study.
what TAC is also doing. And, rifling through, seeing what technology or scraps or that shield.
Specifically looking for stuff that's too dangerous for the Unified Authority to have, but still possibly manageable for Drugel.
Okay. I would say as you rifle through, there are no tests needed here. You will find, let me make a quick edit to this. I'm going to add something to your player journals. You will find 2 Sentinel beams, 2 Sentinel beam weapons, 2 Sentry beam, 3 Sentry beam weapons, because there was 3 of those. And I will drag those down. They're probably at the top of the screen. And then for the Enforcer, I would say that it pretty heavily wiped itself out, but you think that you were able to salvage some of the emitters for that large energy shield that were on the front of it. You think perhaps you could even use this to, create like a standalone energy shield or bolster one that you, like an existing shield you already have.
So like enough for one shield?
Essentially, yep. It would be like a personal shield. Yep. And there's plenty of material and scrap, don't get me wrong. That's the thing that looks like it's functional. You could like even the metal that the Forerunner relics are made of are worth quite a bit of credit or naquidum.
We do want to take some of that, or at least TAC does.
Yeah, that wouldn't be Drugel's. Drugel doesn't care about money. So power sources, even broken, and things that would look like motherboards.
Okay.
So circuitry and power systems.
Beautiful. I would say then, as you're picking through the wreckage, this is a little bit more challenging. Go ahead and roll me a perception searching test.
We'll just roll perception. So that's what I've got. 14.
You were looking for power sources, anything like that?
And circuitry, so motherboards. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that you were able to find what appears to be, it looks like a kind of a sparking Forerunner-y, like supercapacitor.
Okay. Ooh.
And then, Cassie, really quickly, that stunt, that omen stunt that you tried to pull on before.
Yes.
So basically, as you are looking down at the wreckage of this Enforcer Sentinel, what was the name of your symbiote?
Cal Jarrell.
You are. It's hard to distinguish what memories are yours and what memories of Cal Jarrell's, but you are struck with the fact that a common misconception amongst the laymen are that these ancient structures and relics that people often encounter are all from this kind of same enigmatic, long extinct alien species. But the more educated amongst you and those who have studied like archaeology would know that the ancients and the Forerunners were 2 distinctly different races, groups, kind of like how people often today maybe mistake the Inca and the Aztecs or the Mayans, if that makes sense. They existed, and were both, ancient millions of years ago, but they're distinctly different groups. You realize that the structure that you're in is an ancient temple, the people who built the Stargates. But these sentinels, the ones that seem to be guarding the temple, are Forerunner. And you remember that this is not the first time you've encountered something like this. It seems that pretty frequently there seems to be a Forerunner around ancient structures. But it doesn't seem, how do I put it? They seem more interested, like the Sentinels seem more interested in keeping people out than protecting the structure that you're in, if that makes sense.
Ah. So more of a keeping it for themselves sort of thing?
That would be what the behavior seems to be. The Forerunners are long extinct. Millions, hundreds of thousands, 100,000 years ago they went extinct. But yeah, their centuries still remain.
Okay, so would Cassie know, or Kel Jarrell, I guess, know that if this would have been an instance of like the races working together, or like was it the Forerunners kind of co-opting an ancient space?
I would say, from your experience, and just to be, to pay homage, like, you knew that, like, Daniel Jackson was, like, the expert in these things. From what you remember and what Cal Jarrell has been able to piece together, because remember that the Covenant basically banned any of their people from exploring the histories of it because they, didn't want people to know that their religion was a lie.
Right.
It would seem that at some point the Forerunners and the Ancient had worked together, but at some point that must have soured because this seems maybe the Forerunner wanted whatever this place was for their own.
Mm-hmm. And how does how am I coming by this information?
I would say that, in the heat of the moment you were fighting, but when you were in the Unified Authority, you had received debriefs on kind of what to expect off-world as you step through the gate, and then, as a Tok'ra, Cal Jarrell does have a fair amount of the genetic memory, and they've experienced a lot of ruins too. So I would say it's
I'm just kind of piecing
together.
things together based on what I know.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. I guess Cassie will say, I don't know how relevant this is, but it seems like, based on this behavior I'm seeing, the Forerunners kind of took over this ancient facility. Does the cube look ancient in design or origin?
The cube...
Or different than that and different than Forerunner?
The cube is a hard one. It does not, the Stargates, this temple, they all bear the hallmarks of, like, being something that has been created. This structure in front of you, it almost appears like a roughly cut, like, internally glowing gem. It's hard to tell if it's manufactured or found.
Okay.
Do you voice that out loud?
1 second. And then the chains holding it, do they look like they're ancient or Forerunner?
They do. They do look like they're ancient. You can see this thing is floating under its own power, and this is basically how they just kind of kept it in place.
Okay. So aloud, Cassie will say, it looks like this structure was built by the ancients and that they constructed this, like, these chains that are keeping this artifact of sort kind of here. But I don't think they made this. And I think the Forerunners might have wanted it for their own.
Well, as Drugel is still picking through the wreckage of the Sentinels in the machinery and kind of like throwing what Drugel would appear as useless pieces of like metal that I'm sure is, Tack might be catching. Kind of over their shoulder, you hear, that stone doesn't exist.
I mean, it might not have shown up on your sensors, but it's here.
Well, it doesn't exist in this space or time.
That's weird, because our eyes can register it. And
You
it
know how
definitely
often
did
your brain
things.
lies to you?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it did something. Drake didn't just cough up water out of nowhere. That came from somewhere. And the same with that smoke from Deqiri. That came from somewhere. Like, I get that it doesn't register anywhere, but this thing has to exist in some fashion.
As I said, it doesn't exist in this space or time. We literally just dealt with this.
You mentioned it was a natural, that it might be a natural thing.
Yeah, I don't think that either the ancients or the Forerunner made this. Or if they did, it was something that I have never encountered them making anything like this before. And it would have been like a very advanced, really esoteric thing.
Yeah.
Perhaps sorry. Nails
Drake,
just. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah,
Sean.
Drake was saying. My memory is a little fuzzy, but there are like natural occurring source phenomena. Nails, correct me if I'm, or Drake wouldn't say that. Correct me if I'm wrong. He would say, Nails, I might be fucking this up, but the crystal, and he'll hold up his blade of light, is, I believe, somehow the crystal that powers my blade of light is somehow connected to the source. It's like an occurring phenomenon.
Oh.
Indeed, the source does find ways of concentrating itself. I have never encountered, well, before I came here, had never encountered. He kind of gestures to the large artifact, as I'll describe it. But yes, just as the force exists in the sand and the metal of your feet, it exists in those, but in much greater concentration. I am not a scholar. I do not understand how these things interact, but what Drake has said is true.
Drake like reaches into his mind. As far as what time, space, etc., like it occupies. I mean, we have no way of knowing, but there's this concept in illusions, like the displacement I use. It's a similar idea where the artifact could be occupying. I can't believe I'm saying this word. It could be occupying a superposition, as in, across time, space, etc. It exists simultaneously and does not exist at the same time. That's the kind of thing we use when we create our illusions. Well, the illusion of a superposition.
God, I'm sure my grandma would have had an answer for this.
The artifact was bound here by the ancients, and it's
Looks
part of the
like.
source. Should we not release it? Should we not break its chains? Let it return?
I don't know.
The ancients, I mean, they're the ones who that we learn like the source from them. If they chain this thing, I'm gonna trust that impulse until I know better.
Besides which, this isn't our discovery. She looks over at Nails.
Just kind of inclines his head. I believe that the people that built this place showed no ill will. If the source wished that the stone, the artifacts, were to be free, it would be free. This superposition, this manifestation of space and time, there are things about the source that science cannot explain, though it may try.
Yeah.
Many would call it magic, myself included a century ago.
Grandma Sam would say that that's just technology we don't understand yet. Or science we don't understand yet, I should say.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
there are Nails. You told me about a couple more primitive. That might be the wrong word, but more primitive planets where they have like a sorceress. Like I don't want to say cults, but like religions, right?
Indeed, the Covenant tried to stamp out any manifestation of the source as it would challenge their power, but it occurs naturally and often not understood. People gather around power, worship what they can understand. They don't fear it. I believe in your histories there have been phenomena that could not be explained through the ages.
Yeah,
It is no different.
like New Coke. Terrible idea.
So, are there any shards or pieces that have chipped off of this green cube over time?
As you look around the floor beneath it, it seems to be pristine. You could even see some of the falling Enforcer Sentinel bounced off of this thing as they fell, and it seems to have been unaffected by that.
And the Enforcer Sentinel pieces that touched it didn't like disappear?
Nope. They bounced off of it like they would a stone or a ledge.
So Drugel wants to save the information of the distinct emptiness to add to their database. So, like, because I'm assuming this thing displaces other general energy or general gases. There's a void where this thing is, right?
Pretty much, yeah, exactly. Where you might expect, there to be oxygen, there is not.
Okay. So dust particles don't exist in this space. There's a literal lack of everything.
It kind of reminds you when you look at nail filings kind of suspended in a magnetic field.
Yeah.
You can see the outline of where it would be.
So you can see all the chains, but not the thing in it.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Then Drugel wants to record that and then add it into their scans when they scan things that they're specifically looking for a nothingness, potentially even with just chains around it. So.
Yeah, you definitely can record the signature of what this thing appears like.
Perfect.
Nails, is there anything else this temple has to offer? Or are we done here?
I think that we have fulfilled our original intent, though I suspect, as he kind of glances around the cavernous space, It has much else it could teach us.
Yeah, I have a hunch we'll come back.
Drake Deqiri, there is one other thing that this planet can teach us before we leave. If you would mind coming with me.
I don't mind.
And he kind of starts to walk towards the ramp that slopes out into the sand.
Cassie just cocks an eyebrow and just looks over to Deqiri to make sure she's okay with going.
She indicates that she is. But there's a undercurrent of skepticism.
Cassie's like, yeah, sure, I gotta sort through all my pouches and see if I brought marshmallows somewhere that I forgot about. Yeah, I'm busy. Cool. Not directed at Deqiri, but directed at Nails.
Nails just kind of looks over at you and inclines their head. Marshmallows. As he pads his way down the ramp into the sand beyond, kind of beckoning you to follow.
Before exiting the temple, Drake will approach the artifact, and he'll put his hand just like a half an inch away from it. And he'll just whisper, "Thank you." And he'll take his hand away and then follow Nails.
As you guys, I would say you walk several paces away from this structure, and then as you gain some distance from it, let me find my window here. You can see it it in its full beauty. Throw that up on the map. See one of your compatriots forms kind of silhouetted in the opening of this ramp. And he takes you quite a ways out into the desert sand. And on a small hill or a rise, partially covered with the sand, he gestures down and you can see a small pile of rocks, almost forming a cairn. Drake, I have not told you much of my past. He gestures down to the pile of rock. This is what brought me to this nameless planet. Before the Great Schism, I served the Goa'uld as a Dark Templar in the Order of the Silent Shadow. One of our members had broken with our order and was labeled a heretic. I was tasked with hunting them down and eliminating them. I thought I was serving my gods, and that mission brought me here. I was successful. And then I ventured inside the temple, and it removed the scales from my eyes. The heretic was right. From that moment forward, I became a disciple of the Source. We all have dark pasts. They do not define us. We can all do good in this universe. As long as we want to. And he just kind of turns and gazes silently upon the temple in the distance, standing next to that small cairn of stones. I think with that, unless anyone has any, if you're going to say something?
Yeah, I want to say something to Deqiri.
Oh, go for it, yeah.
Drake looks down at the cairn and then looks back to the temple and then looks over to Deqiri. We're gonna do. We can set ourselves on a path here and take out our enemies. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I don't think we should lose ourselves in the process. That's what I've learned from this whole thing. If I burn myself out trying to protect everyone or trying to stay alive and fall to darkness and become an enemy, I'll have undone my legacy in the service of not knowing when to let go.
I won't even begin to pretend that I understand what that thing is. But to me, it felt like it was playing more on my fears and what was in my head than any true oracle. But whatever you need from me, Drake, and if you're seeing this in me as well, I know I can trust you to point it out.
Our fears are there to teach us things. It's how we react to those fears. The fear of loss, the fear of inferiority. It's how we react to those things that matter and the path we choose. I've been taking in the darkness because I want to make sure that none of my friends get hurt, but I can't fall to darkness trying to save you all. I'll just become your biggest enemy. And I don't think you should fall to darkness trying to take on Antok. And I do want to help you take him on. I don't care if we kill him. But I don't want to lose you in the process.
With what I saw, that dark future was me being alone again. And I think that as long as we're together and remain so, That feature won't happen. This started as a means to an end for me, but I feel like this group is an end I didn't expect. I'll stick with you.
Drake puts out an arm, like in like the macho kind of way, like a macho handshake, because Deqiri's probably more masculine than Drake, or stronger at least. And Drake will say, "Together till the end." Then
she grasps it, and you probably feel like the metal parts of her lower gauntlet as she does so.
And scene.
Beautiful. And I think that's a good spot to call it. With the group, we can talk about like what's salvaged and all that at the start of the next turn, and we can chat about it between sessions. So we'll resume here before you guys all depart and figure out your next steps. Well, that was a heck of a lot of fun, at least on my end. I think that we have 2 giveaways to do after we go around and say our favorite moments and everything. So if you haven't entered the giveaway for Big Churn, please do so. Also, don't forget to enter the giveaway for the Players Pack, which has the RPG core rulebook and the Abzu's Bounty adventure. So you guys are going to have just a little bit more time to enter, and if not, well, then there's always next time. So let's go around and tell people where to find ourselves, what we got going on, and our favorite moment. Let's go ahead and start with Liz.
Hi, my name is Liz. I can be found at No One You Know Backwards on all of the social medias. You can find me here doing stuff with Dice Priory many days of the week. I play some video games at the moment by myself Tuesday and Thursday mornings. And then playing TTRPGs in the evenings on various days of the week. Right now it's just Saturday, but keep an eye out for more. And what else do I know? I don't know. Favorite moment from the evening. Probably Droogle being a bit of a shit and just going for the loot. Because everything else was kind of heavy. So, hoping to be a little bit of comic relief. But yeah, no, this was a fun fight. Having that 30 turn giant sentinel or enforcer or whatever the name was come in, it changed the fight a whole lot. It went from like we can handle this to like, well, shit. So that's what I got, and I'll pass this over to Sean.
Favorite moment. Honestly, I got a kick out of Drugo being the gunslinger and just taking names in the middle of the court there for a moment. That was a fun switch in dynamic. I'm gonna pass it over to Rob.
Hey, Rob at Parmenter804. I'm usually here for Cold Suns on Saturdays, and we'll hopefully be back for Fish to the Machine stuff in the future. Favorite moment tonight? The end scene with Drake and Deqiri was fantastic. That was so perfect. I can just visualize the whole thing, and the fade out and stuff, almost like a TV show, is just amazing. Thank you both for that. And I'll go ahead and pass it over to Alexis.
Hi, I'm Alexis. You can find me at Fox Fanato. In here. My favorite moment, I want to say it was when Tack just decided to jump on top of the fucking massive sentinel. That was so good. So good. And then rapidly followed up by Nails and Deqiri also jumping on top of it, and just the three of them just pummeling it from above. And then Tack, just every time Tack hit it, just the thing lowering 2 meters, just pummeling it into the ground. Beautiful, so good, loved that. It was a really great visual in my head. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing was a lot of fun, but I'm going to shine a light on that one. And then I think, has Matthew, have you gone?
I get to go.
Yeah. Matthew.
Hi, folks. I'm Matthew Foreman. You can find me here on Twitch TV/Dice Priori, on Twitter at Matthew W. Foreman, and on my own Twitch channel at Twitch TV/Matt Foreman, because Matthew Foreman was taken. I stream Dead by Daylight as a survivor Tuesdays through Fridays. Come learn how to loop and juke with me as I learn how to do it too, and I'll try to teach you what little I know. And I wanted to mention Goon Saloon. We should be on for this upcoming Monday. We're done with Invisible Sun, and we're going to be doing Call of Cthulhu, and Tom's going to be jamming for like 6 weeks. So I'm chilling on Monday nights, except for running production and everything. But other than that, I'm chilling. My favorite moment. Everyone mentioned a lot of the ones. I was happy with the end scene, because I think Drake was searching for what his takeaway was, like his really big takeaway. Like the higher level stuff, emotionally, Matthew and Drake are like, okay, I understand there's something here, there's an insight, I know I'm growing, but how can I verbalize this? And I think especially when he went to Zero Fortune, and when all those 3 enemies were lined up, that was a perfect Source Lightning moment. I'm like, no, I can't do this. And then when it was going to be my turn, I wasn't going to use the dark side. I was just going to use invisibility and pop off with defending myself and stuff. Got my ass saved, thankfully. So I think that was really awesome end scene, and really good stuff. And having a takeaway from this is really cool. Yeah, so that's me. Back to Chase.
You're on mute, buddy.
There we go. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. My name is Chase. You can find me here on Saturdays as I run Cold Suns, and I will return inevitably once we start doing Ghost of the Machine again on Wednesdays. You can also find me on all of our socials, where I post TTRPG memes almost every single day, which you have probably, whether you know it or not, seen one of our memes out there in the world. Exciting stuff. My favorite moment, I think everyone has basically said, really amazing scenes. I just love that you guys never fail to impress me with your ingenuity and your ideas. One thing that I thought was really cool, and this is how the synchronicity of the players and the GM. When you guys emerged from the vision, I was going to describe the water being real and being on the floor and there being smoke, and then you guys just did it. So I was like, well, apparently they fucking hacked my computer and read my notes, because that's what I had in my mind, written down even.
I just asked Fox to go through all your stuff and send it to me, actually.
Oh, that's fine.
Hope you don't mind.
Oh, I mean, it's all good. But no, that really touched me, because I was just like, fuck yeah.
He made it easy because he talks about his GMing plans in his sleep, so.
Oh, great. She's just sitting there recording, writing down. And then also really enjoyed, I always love being able to give lore dumps. And so using the lore, the mystic lore thing from the power stunt was really cool, being able to use that. Droogle hacking the fourth wall. So that's me. I think we are going to draw our giveaway winners, and then please stick around, because we're going to be rating Burrito in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and draw the temple, the player package.
Temple first. All right. Closing and draw.
Emma! MK Hansen.
Emma!
Congratulations. A longtime friend of the channel. Well deserving. We will get in contact with you and get you the codes to redeem that. All right, cool. Well, let's go ahead and see who wins the jumbo pack of the Big Churn giveaway since we had 30 tonight.
All right. And this will be a list of everyone who's ever entered this but hasn't won yet, so...
Happy Capster!
Happy Capster!
Awesome! Two longtime friends of the channel couldn't pick two better beans to win our giveaways. Thank you so much to Green Ronin for supplying all those PDFs. We do giveaways every week, thanks to their generosity. So, all right, cool. We are going to run the outro video. Please stick around because we are going to be raiding Burrito. So show them your love. Right. Thanks, everybody.